So, anyone interested in 2 more years of Doctor Who? Welcome back to Movies TV Man. I'm Mick, your host with the most, just ask your girlfriends and your wives. You can follow me on X, Twitter at Movies TV Mad, and on Instagram and on Threads at Movies TV Mad X. On TikTok, Mad Mickey's World, and on Snapchat, BMouth60, Mick, your host with the most. A very warm welcome to this Doctor Who video. And full clarification, this video is about me telling you what I think is going to happen with the future of Doctor Who. The one thing we can all take as nothing are these overnights. These overnights, being record historical lows, wouldn't be a thing if the BBC weren't releasing each episode on iPlayer from 8 a.m. Many hours before they release it on live broadcast television. So those big headlines of record low overnights mean nothing. Yes, the ratings are a lot lower than they used to be, but the ratings have been diminishing, diminishing returns since David Tennant and RTD left the first time around. Since 2009, apart from a few bumps, the ratings have been going down and down and down. You can check out the history of the ratings. It's all there. So this is my belief in what's going to happen with the future of Doctor Who. I'm feeling a lot more positive about the future of Doctor Who than I have been for a very long time. It has been my belief that the show would end at the end of this series. I no longer believe that. I believe there's a really big chance that we're going to get another 2 years. RTD has stories for another 2 seasons. He's already stated that. What RTD wants, RTD gets. I believe we're going to get at least another 2 seasons of Doctor Who with the same arrangement between the BBC and Disney+. But even if Disney don't come back, I believe with a reduced budget that the BBC and Bad Wolf TV can still produce further seasons of Doctor Who. None of this is cope. I'm a fan. I love Doctor Who. But I'm very objective. As I say to my fellow DC fans on my DC videos, I'm very objective and I have no bias because I think it's very important that I inform the people that watch my videos very directly, objectively and honestly. And it's my genuine opinion now that the numbers may not be great, but they're just enough to keep on going forward with. So I believe we're going to get another 2 more series, probably with the same arrangement with Disney and the BBC. But despite that, it is my belief that there will be no Doctor Who in 2026 next year. The spin-off series Beyond the Land and Sea will pick up the Doctor Who slack next year and probably be released around the same broadcasting schedule as Doctor Who has been in the past 2 years. And I'm very excited to see what exactly Beyond the Land and Sea is. And talking about Beyond the Land and Sea, I believe the reason that the Doctor can't get to May 2025 is something to do with the invasion in Beyond the Land and Sea. And I think this is a way of saying this is why the Doctor can't be involved in that spin-off series. I suspect he won't even be able to get back there when this series finishes. Maybe. But of course there has been rumours that Ncuti Gatwa finishes his run as the Doctor at the end of this series. I suspect he may do another season. That's just my feeling. I'm starting to warm to his Doctor slightly. I know a lot of people have agendas about Ncuti. We won't get into that. But he's warming. I'm warming to him. I think he's getting a better and better Doctor. But this is what this concept of this show is. When you have different actors playing the same character, it takes getting used to. I didn't accept Tennant as the Doctor, although I loved him, until the last of the Time Lords, as he rises up and becomes the Doctor, and everyone starts saying, Doctor, Doctor. Amazing moment. That's when I fell in love with David Tennant's Doctor properly. I still loved him, but he really became the Doctor for me then. It always takes me a few seasons to get used to the next Doctor. And I think we're all the same, basically. It's a difficult concept for fans We should be used to it by now, but getting used to a new person in the role of our friend, the Doctor, is very, very difficult. So I'm warming to Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor now. So yes, I believe we will get another 2 years. I do believe that I'm very confident that Disney will sign up in the same arrangement for another 2 years. And Russell T Davies will most probably continue as the showrunner. Now, there has been rumours that Disney Plus would like to choose a new showrunner if they are to go forward, and they don't want RTD to be that showrunner. That doesn't surprise me because RTD came back, he admitted himself, to protect the show from them. RTD isn't going anywhere. He's not going to leave, Doctor Who to Disney's devices. There's no question about that. So if they stay, he most certainly stays. And I think if another third party comes in, because you've got Bad Wolf, the BBC, if another third party comes in instead of Disney, I still think that RTD will want to protect the show. So despite, in the past me thinking the show could get cancelled because of the numbers, now because I've spoken to a few people, I'm getting a little bit more confident that the show will continue at least for another 2 seasons. I think it's unrealistic to expect the kind of numbers we had in RTD1 or even in the Moffat era, season 5, season 6, etc. But they were even dropping every week in every series in the Moffat era. But I think it's unrealistic of us fans to expect the kind of numbers we used to get. Doctor Who doesn't have that popularity anymore. The first 4 years of Russell T Davies' stewardship were the perfect storm. Every season, the show won a multitude of plaudits, awards. It was amazing. The Tennant finale, I Don't Want to Go. It was beautiful. It was always going to be difficult to repeat that. Even RTD admitted by the end of his run that he was running dry of ideas and he needed a rest from Doctor Who. And I think that's absolutely understandable. There's only so many great ideas one can come up with. Personally, I've always got great story ideas for Doctor Who. Of course, I would say they're great. I've explained to you my ideas before, and I've got plenty more. I'd love to run this show, and I'd love to play the Doctor. It's been my dream to play the Doctor all my life. But anyway, as I say, I don't want this show to end. I think if you claim to love Doctor Who, right, why would you want this show to end just so you can say, oh yeah, I told you, if you cast a female Doctor or a black Doctor, what was going to happen? Nothing to do with that. Doctor Who was damaged within the Chibnall era for the direction that Chris went in. And, publicly, Moffat and RTD have defended what Chibnall did with the Timeless Children. But they don't, behind closed doors, they don't agree with him. They know it was lunacy to decide to take William Hartnell, canonically, out of being the first Doctor. Nobody agrees with that. Chibnall came in, probably wanted to teach, the group of fans he hates, right-wingers, a little lesson. And he did it. So he vandalised Doctor Who a little bit. But you can have a great female Doctor, you can have a great black Doctor, white Doctor, Asian Doctor, trans Doctor, whatever. As long as your writing is strong enough. It's nothing to do with the identity of the actor. The actor has to have the personality and, the talent to be able to play the Doctor. Playing the Doctor, you have to have different skills than playing a normal role. You have to put yourself in it and you have to become this entity. But you've got to remember, even though it's a regenerated character, it's still the Doctor. Still the cleverest person in the room, still the biggest personality in the room, still quirky, very Sherlock Holmesy, very Dr. Gregory Housey. That kind of character. And I think that's what Chibnall left at the front door. That wasn't Whittaker's performance or portrayal. Not her fault. She can only do it, she's told. And I think in Ncuti's first season, RTD really wasn't writing him as the Doctor. And he didn't feel like the Doctor. The chemistry between him and Millie, between Ncuti and Millie, wasn't there. I don't know what went wrong there. I don't know why RTD didn't want to develop Millie's Ruby Sunday character further and give her the kind of development the other revival companions have had. I'm a bit mystified by all of that. She got 1 year. Her role's been reduced. That's very, very sad for Millie. And for everyone, because I think Ruby Sunday could have been a great character. The whole mystery box didn't work. He led us to believe it was going to be a fantastical kind of resolution, and she was just an ordinary girl. And I think if you don't lead us up that garden path by saying she can snow, that no one is actually going to be disappointed about her being a normal girl. But anyway, it's done. I understand that a lot of fans are angry, RTD, Chibnall, at the direction it's gone in. But I'm a very forgiving man. I can look past, as I said about the planet Incel, I can look past now. I'm becoming more mature and adult-like in my mentality. And if you entertain me within an episode and you want to say the planet is a planet full of incels or led by an incel, fine. I don't like it. It is a little bit sad and depressing and triggering. But I thought the episode was rather entertaining, and I thought the latest episode, Lux, was outstanding, as I said in my review. So before I go, to repeat my thoughts on the future of Doctor Who, another 2 years to be greenlit by the BBC, Bad Wolf and Disney. The same arrangement to remain for the next 2 years. And I think by that time they would have decided on the next showrun. Because we could be surprised and Disney do get their way and they remove RTD, but I find that very, very unlikely.